Good morning, everybody. And we'll start with the next question on internal reconstruction, the fifth question. You're given the balance sheet of Y Limited. The date is 31st March 2018. Usual various details, preference capital, equity capital, and then some other liabilities like unsecured loans, debentures, some interest payable and creditors. And on the asset side, you have fixed assets, both tangible and intangible. There are some investments, and you have current assets like stock, debtors, and there are fictitious assets like P&L account debit balance is there and preliminary expenses. Let's go to the adjustments and see what is the scheme of internal reconstruction. It says equity shares to be reduced to 3 rupees per share, fully paid up. Preference shareholders have accepted debentures in full settlement of their claims. There is some discounting for payment of interest which is outstanding. Then creditors, there is a settlement, some discounting is being given. There is a sale of damaged stock which is at lower than the book value. Then you have a write-off of P&L account and preliminary expenses, and then we need to make some provision for doubtful debts, some expenses on reconstruction, and there is appreciation of fixed assets. So these are the details. Let's start with the entries one by one. The first adjustment says equity shares to be reduced to 3 rupees per share each, fully paid up. Currently your equity capital is 6 lakhs rupees. 10 rupee per share is a face value, and these are fully paid up shares. So that means we have 60,000 fully paid up shares of rupees 10 each, which are aggregating to 6 lakhs rupees. Now these 60,000 shares will be reduced to 3 rupees per share. So when it is reduced to 3 rupees per share from 10 rupees per share, obviously you will have some credit which will go to capital reduction account, and that credit will be 7 rupees per share. So let's pass the entry for that. Equity share face value 10, account debit, share capital, face value 3 account. Original capital stands debited at 6 lakhs. True capital is 60,000 shares multiplied by 3 rupees share. And capital reduction account is 4,20,000. Okay. Any difficulty in this entry? First entry?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Yeah. Then the second one is about preference share capital. Preference shareholders accepted 12% debentures of face value 120,000 in full satisfaction of their claims. Your preference share capital currently is 9% preference share capital, face value is 100, and total paid up amount is 2 lakhs. That means you have 2,000 preference shares of 100 each fully paid up. Now these preference shares have agreed to take up the debentures, and where the face value of the debentures will be 12%. Face value will be 1,20,000 aggregate face value, and these are 12% debentures. And that discounting has to be transferred to your capital reduction account. So next entry will be 9%. 9% preference share capital. Debit. This is 2 lakh. %. 80,000. Balance will go to capital reduction account. Of 80,000 has gone to capital reduction account. They have sacrificed part of their claims to the extent of 80,000, and that 80,000 rupees stands credited to capital reduction, and they have been given the debentures with a face value of 120,000 rupees. All of you have written down both these entries. Can we go to the next one? Next adjustment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the next adjustment says interest due on unsecured loan is paid after 40% discount. You have interest on unsecured term loans here, which is payable, and the amount is 30,000 rupees. Now it says interest due on unsecured loan is paid after 40% discount. So on 30,000 rupees, you received 40% or 12,000 rupees as discount, and the remaining amount has been paid. So accordingly, we'll pass the entry. Debit. This is 30,000. Capital reduction. Now they have given 40% discount. Okay, it is paid after 40% discount. So discount is 12,000, and amount paid will be 28,000. So whatever was the interest due, I'm sorry, 70. Sorry, this is 21,000. Oh, there is something wrong. 18,000. This will be, sorry. So 60% has been paid. So whatever amount paid is 60%, that is 18,000 rupees. So interest due on term loans account debit 30,000, to capital reduction account 40% discount, 40% of 30,000 is 12,000, and then the remaining 60% amount is actually paid. So to bank account 18,000 rupees. Then similar discounting is there for interest on debentures. It says that it is paid after 50% discount. So again, a relatively simple entry. Interest due on debenture account debit. This interest due is 44,000. Out of that, 50% has been paid, and 50% is a discount. So any difficulty in these two entries?
No, sir.
Okay. Now there is an adjustment about creditors, which says that 40% of the creditors to be reduced to 25%, and the balance to be reduced to 80%. Total creditors are 1,66,000. Let's do a small calculation so we are very clear as to what we need to do. Is this 40% of creditors to be reduced to 75%, and if you consider 40% here, then balance creditors are, remaining creditors are 60%. They will be reduced to 80% of book value. Okay, so this is how the adjustment has to be done. So let us first split the creditors, book value, and then discount. Okay. Now these are 40% of creditors. What is the total balance of creditors? It is 166. So 40%. It comes to 66,400. And the remaining 60%, six creditors. These are 99,600. Now, if you see the first part of it, it says 40% of the creditors to be reduced to 25%. What does it mean? They are offering the discount of 25%. In this case, this is discount. This is how the adjustments are to be done. Are you clear about these two adjustments? Because what we need is the amount of discount. Okay. So 40% of creditors have given you 25% discount because they will be reduced to 75%, and remaining 60% creditors are giving you discount of 20% so that they will be reduced to 80%. So the amount of discount here is 25% of this. And here the amount of discount is the total amount of discount will be so much. You can also reverse the balance after a discount. It will be 1,66,000 minus 36,520. So this is the balance left over. So if you prepare the balance sheet afterwards, this number will be useful to us. I'll explain the adjustment again. Some creditors are giving you a discount.
Sir.
Yes.
So I'm not able to see the solution. Not able to see the solution.
Others? What about others? Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir, we
Then
can
I think
see.
something with your something with your connectivity. Please log out and log in again. Maybe internet connectivity के वजह से हो रहा है. So whoever is not able to see, please log out and come again into the meeting. So let me explain the adjustment again. Our total creditors are 1,66,000. The adjustment says that 40% creditors to be reduced to 75% and balance creditors to be reduced to 80%. So 40% creditors means 40% of 1,66,000, that comes to 66,400. And remaining creditors, that is 60% of the creditors, are 60% of 1,66,000, that is 99,600. Now the first group of creditors, the 40% group, how much their discount they are offering? They are offering 25% discount because it says that the balance will be reduced to 75% of their outstanding. So that means their discount is 25%. And the second group of creditors will be offering discount of 20% because they want the balance to be reduced to 80%. So 25% of 66,400 comes to 16,600. And 20% of 99,600 will come to 19,920. So if you sum up these two numbers, total discount expected from both the groups of creditors is 36,520 rupees. This is the aggregate amount of discount that we have received. And then you can also work out the balance after discount, which will be carried forward, which will be 1,66,000 minus 36,520 rupees. Are you clear about the adjustment and calculation?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
all
sir.
of you write down. All of you write down. I'll wait for a minute and then we will pass the necessary entry for this. Have you already written down or you are ready to write down?
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. Fine. So let us pass the entry for this. We don't have to pass separate entry for these two things. We can pass just one entry. The entry will be Sunday creditors. Account. for total amount of discount, we will pass just one entry, 36,520 rupees. Let's go to the next adjustment. It says 20% of the stock is damaged and it is sold at 40% of book value. So we have to find out what is the corresponding adjustment for this and what is the corresponding accounting for this. Our total stock as per the balance sheet is 210,000. 2,10,000 is the total stock. So stock balance sheet. 10,000. Okay. 20% is damaged. Okay. Damaged stock. To work out 20% of this is 42,000. 20% of 210,000. And this is sold . So 42,000 into 40% is your selling price. Selling price. And we also have to find out what is the value of stock after the adjustment. Okay. Remaining stock A minus B. That will be the remaining stock which we will carry forward. Remaining 80% stock, which is 168,000, gets carried forward. Are you clear about the adjustment?
Yes, sir.
Now we have to account for this. What are we going to account for? We are going to account for only sale. There is no separate accounting or whatever for profit loss as such, because that profit loss etc. will be absorbed in your capital reduction. So you are not going to transfer anything to P&L account or so. Whatever happens, it will go to the capital reduction account only. The entire loss of that will be absorbed in capital reduction account. So what is the loss you are getting in the process? Loss will be
2,000.
Selling price minus this cost. Okay. So loss is so much. So if you want to find out the loss, it will be B minus C. Cost minus selling price. That's your loss, which is 25,200 rupees. So let us pass the entry. Account debit. Account debit. Bank account will be debited for the selling price. What is the selling price? 16,800. Loss will be debited to capital reduction account, which is 25,200. And to stock account, the cost of this stock is 42,000 rupees. Original stock, the cost of it was 42,000. So the entry will be bank account debit 16,800, capital reduction account debit 25,200. This is basically for your loss. So if you want, you can add here. To stock account, which is the cost 42,000 rupees. Have you understood the entry and working both?
Yes,
Can
yes,
we go to the
sir.
Yes. Okay, okay. So now let us pass the remaining entries. Now the remaining entries are relatively simple. Okay. Let me make some space here. Intangible and fictitious assets to be written off. Which are the intangibles and fictitious? We have P&L account and we have preliminary expenses. So next entry will be P&L account. Preliminary. P&L account was 3,53,000. Preliminary expenses were 25,000. The amount debited to capital reduction is summation of that is 3,78,000. So capital reduction account debit to P&L account to preliminary expenses, that is the entry passed for writing of these 50 shares assets. I think we have some intangible also in the balance sheet. There is a goodwill. Okay, so goodwill also will have to be written off, which is 1,67,000. So that also will write off. We could have even passed a combined entry. We can pass a combined entry. Entry will be capital reduction account debit to P&L account to preliminary expenses to goodwill account. Total amount written off is 5,45,000. Then it says fixed assets to be appreciated by 10%. Let us see which are the fixed assets. We have building and plant. There are two fixed assets that will have to be appreciated by 10%. Building value is 3 lakhs, so 10% is 30,000, and plant book value is 2,15,000, so 21,500 is the appreciation. So next entry will be building account debit. Building stands debited for 30,000, that is the increase, and stands debited for 21,500, and total amount is credited here. So total increase is 51,500. That profit or revaluation gain will be transferred to capital reduction account. Any difficulty so far?
No, sir.
Okay. Then we have to provide for doubtful debts, 33,000 rupees. So it will be capital reduction account debit provision for doubtful debts, 33,000. Expenses on the reconstruction are 16,820. So we have to pay for these expenses. So capital reduction account debit 16,820. Capital reduction account debit to bank account 16,820 rupees. We have written off the expenses, paid for the expenses and charged to capital reduction account. Now we have to find out where do we stand as far as the capital reduction account is concerned. Because unless we know what is the status, we can't close the account. So as usual, we'll prepare capital reduction account. start with the entries, postings.
Yes, sir.
First entry was equity share capital related adjustment, where we have credited capital reduction account by 4,20,000 because the reduction in face value as well as paid up value of equity share capital. So first entry. By equity share capital, face value pay in account 4,10,000. Then second one is preference share related adjustment, where we have transferred 80,000 rupees as a discount. So by 9% preference share capital, we are crediting 80,000 rupees. By 9% preference share capital, 80,000 rupees has gone to capital reduction account. Then there is an adjustment regarding interest due on term loans, where 12,000 rupees discount was credited here. So by interest due on term loans, by interest due on term loans, the amount is 12,000 rupees. Then interest on debenture related adjustment, we have credited capital reduction account by 22,000. So by interest on debentures, is credited. After interest on debentures, we have creditors, and creditors have given us a discount of 36,520. So by sundry creditors, $36,520. That is the balance of creditors. Then we have sold stock, and that has resulted into a loss of 25,200. So that loss has been debited to capital reduction account. So in capital reduction account, 25,200. That loss will be debited. Then there are assets which are written off, fictitious, intangible, whatever. So those will also be debited here. So P&L account, preliminary expenses, as well as the goodwill. So all of them will be charged here. So 3,53,000 P&L account, preliminary expenses 25,000, and then goodwill of 1,67,000 rupees. All of them will be debited to capital reduction account. Then there is an appreciation in two of the assets. These are building and plant. Okay, so that will be credited to capital reduction. So by building account, by plant account, we are crediting 30,000. And we are crediting 21,500. So these are the increased values of assets which has led to revaluation gain, and that revaluation gain is eventually credited to capital reduction account. Then after that, we made a provision for doubtful debts of 33,000, that was supposed to be debited to capital reduction account again. So to provision for doubtful debts, 33,000. To provision for doubtful debts, 33,000 debited in same account. And the last one is for expenses. You have paid expenses, so to bank account. These are expenses. 1,820 rupees. Has everyone completed this ledger, or you want little time to post the entries?
Complete, sir.
Okay, I'll wait for a minute. जिनका नहीं हुआ है, they can complete the account, ledger account, and then we will see the balancing. Complete the capital reduction account if already not completed. I'll give you a minute for that to copy the entries, to write down the entries. Any difficulty in compilation of capital reduction account now?
No, sir.
Okay. So I have to balance the account now and see what is the status. We have a difference of 2,000 here. If you take the totals on the debit side, we have a difference 2,000. This will be transferred to capital risk. So to capital reserve account, 2,000 rupees. This is the balancing figure in your capital reduction account. And we have to pass the entry also for this. So let us pass the entry. This is the last entry for internal reconstruction, transfer of capital reserve. Has everyone finished this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let us prepare the balance sheet after reconstruction. Okay. So let us write down the format first. To the name of this company. Balance sheet of Y Limited. Balance sheet of Y Limited as of 31st March 2018. Now let us prepare the format of balance sheet, and only those notes which are required will create. Okay, so let's prepare the format first. All of you can write down this format. This is your liability side, and only the relevant notes we will work on. We may not have to prepare all the notes. So write down the liability side, then we'll write down the asset side, and then we will try the balance sheet. equity and liabilities, shareholders' funds, share capital, reserves and surplus, then non-current liabilities, long-term loans or borrowings, current liabilities, short-term borrowings, trade payables, other current liabilities, any short-term provisions if required. Then asset side, we have non-current assets, fixed assets, tangible, intangible, long-term investments, any other long-term loans, advances, other non-current assets. Actually, these we can skip. We don't have any items of this kind, so we can easily skip this. Long-term loans and advances are not there. Current assets also we don't have short-term investments, so that also we can skip. And even other term loans, receivables, short-term we don't have. So we can keep only these headings in the balance sheet to the extent required. Can we start?
Yes, sir.
Let's start. We'll have to decide which notes will be required. Okay, wherever there is a major adjustment and those kind of things will require a note. Let us start from liability side. We'll require a note for share capital. Then we'll require a note for loans also, unsecured loans. So we'll require two notes from the liability side. Asset side, we will require a note for fixed assets. We'll require a note for some of the items of current assets like inventories or trade receivables. Okay, and bank account we'll have to work out the balance, so that we'll have to do separately. Okay, so let us start one by one with the notes which are required. First note that will be required is share capital. Authorized. We don't know what is the authorized capital. Leave it blank. Issued, subscribed and paid up. If you see the original balance sheet, in original balance sheet we had both equity and preference, but now only only equity capital is left, and that equity capital also is converted into shares of 3 each. Okay, originally there were 60,000 shares. The number of shares have remained same, equity shares, whereas preference shares are fully converted into debentures. So we have nothing to show under the head share capital as far as the preference shares are concerned under issued, subscribed and paid up. So we will have only 60,000 equity shares of is 3 each paid up. So this will be 1,80,000. Any difficulty in arriving at share capital?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Then, yeah, fine. So share capital is established. Now the next item in your balance sheet is reserves and surplus. We can write the amount of share capital actually 1,80,000. In reserves and surplus, we have only one reserve, and that is capital reserve. Okay, so you can directly show it here. Capital reserve. It was created on completion of this reconstruction scheme. If you recall, 2000 rupees was transferred here to capital reserve account. This was the entry for that. So your capital reserve will have a balance of 2000 rupees. Okay. Then the next note that we will have is for long-term borrowing or long-term loans. Long-term borrowing. Now in long-term borrowings, if you see the original balance sheet, in the original balance sheet we have 11% debentures of 4 lakhs rupees, and there is no change in that amount of debenture. So 4 lakh rupees, the original balance of 11% debentures continues to be the same. Then we had some unsecured term loan. That also has remained unchanged. That amount is 2,60,000. These are the two items coming from the old balance sheet which did not change at all. If you see the balance sheet, it did not change at all. These were the balances, unsecured term loans and 11% debentures. Now, in addition to that, we have allotted debentures to preference shareholders, and these are 12% debentures. This is the addition to your long-term borrowing because these were not there earlier. Now, through the reconstruction, we have issued these 12% debentures. So this will also come as part of your long-term liabilities. So 12% will be 1,20,000. 1,80,000 is the total of long-term borrowing. $7,80,000 is the total of long-term borrowings. Then again, going back to the liability side, interest due on term loans is fully settled. Interest due on debenture is also fully settled. Creditors have given some discount. So trade payable, we have to work out the balance. Now, if you see the trade payables, original balance was 1,66,000. We can directly show it here, 1,66,000. And minus, how much did we give them? How much did we receive as discount? It was 36,520. Okay. Actually this number in a working also balance after that, and that is 1,29,480. So balance of creditors will be 1,29,480. So liability total comes to 10,91,480. Now we have to create the note for fixed assets. Okay, that will be the next note. Tangible fixed assets. Now we have building, okay, whose original balance was 3 lakhs rupees. Then we added appreciation, $30,000. So it became 3,30,000. Similarly, we had plant. Original balance was 2,15,000. Added appreciation 91,500. So this is the revised balance of plant. there was a goodwill, but that has been written off. Okay, so goodwill is not there. So these are the only two items. We can take the total 566, 500. That can go to the balance sheet now. Then after fixed assets, your original balance sheet had investment. That investment has remained same, 75,000. So we can show the investment without change, 75,000. Then next is inventories. Now inventories, we have already calculated it here. Our total inventory was 2,10,000. Out of that, damaged stock was 42,000, and it was sold and adjusted. And we have calculated what is the remaining stock after that. That is 1,68,000. We already have the working for that. So we can directly take this stock into the balance sheet, 1,68,000. Then trade receivables, we have made a provision. Original balance is how much as per the last balance sheet? It is 3,10,000, and we made a provision for 33,000 rupees as provision for doubtful debts. So we can prepare a note for that. Trade receivables. Less this provision for doubtful debts. So net balance is 277. Net balance of trade receivables is 3,77,000. And what is left is now only bank balance. We are yet to calculate the bank balance. Okay. Bank balance, there are 2-3 entries. So we have to prepare a small account, bank account. For the bank account. Okay. Let us go to the journal entries and find out what are the events affecting bank account. We have paid 18,000 of interest. Okay, before that opening balance is 45,000, and then we have paid 18% of 18,000 rupees as interest on term loan. So bank account opening balance is 45,000, and then after that, what are the other entries? Then we have paid interest on debentures, which was 22,000. Interest paid on debentures, 22,000. Then we have sold stock, and we received 16,800 rupees. So sale of stock. There was a sale of stock of 16,800. उसके बाद क्या हुआ है बैंक अकाउंट में? Then we have paid for expenses 16,820 rupees. So capital reduction. Okay. think these are the only entries which are affecting the bank balance. Debit side is 61,800. Credit side we have balancing figure. $2,980 is a balancing figure. Balance carried down is 4,980. Let us check if we plot it in the balance sheet is tallied or not. Yes, balance sheet is tallied. 4,980 is the closing balance of bank account, and with this the balance sheet is tallied at 10,91,480. Okay, I think we had to slightly rush through to complete this sum. Okay, I will wind up the lecture. I will stop the recording, and I'll share this PDF copy today itself, so that in case last 5 minutes, if you are not able to write this sum properly, you could complete that. Okay, you also have a next lecture. I will also have a next lecture. So let me conclude the lecture. Stop the recording.